The Oscars, Kevin Hart controversy, it continues. He gave up hosting the Oscars after being asked by the Academy to apologize for some anti-gay remarks and tweets from about 10 years ago. He said the focus wouldn't be on the Oscars, but on him, so he stepped down. But it appears that Kevin seems to be doing okay. Just one day after stepping down as host, comedian Kevin Hart performed to sold-out crowds in Australia.
2 sold-out shows in Sydney, Australia, and I gotta tell you, blown away. 34,000 people. This is what happiness looks like. Thank you for listening. Thank you for laughing. Thank you for supporting me. I love you. I will be back next year. Y'all get home safe. Can't take me out of here.
Seems he's popular, right? While other comedians are speaking out for him, defending Hart, D.L. Hughley posted this video on Instagram.
So let me get this straight. A comedian tells a joke that offends people and refuses to apologize. And people want to know what I think of that. If they can't take a joke. Well played, Kevin Hart. That is how it's done.
DL's like, you're asking me this? I'm going to tell you. Pop culture expert and TV journalist Jawn Murray joins me now. So, John, how do you feel about this? DL saying, look, bleep them, that he shouldn't have to apologize because he is a comedian.
Well, let me tell you, Susan, it's funny that you came to me right out of the clip from D.L. Hughley, because I was with him at an award show last night, and backstage, I actually commended D.L. Hughley because he's a great example of the trajectory that a comic should have. D.L. Hughley was an African-American comic. He started in the Def Jam circuit, where you told a lot of oral sex jokes and used very long curse words. I made that very HLN friendly, as you see.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
But he's evolved over the years. He's a man who openly talks about only having a GED, but he's probably one of the most politically savvy, socially astute, and civil rights advocates that you have in entertainment right now. He's one of the smartest guys in comedy, and him and Chris Rock and others like them have started out playing very stereotypical, traditional material, but have evolved over time. And so it's a great example of what Kevin Hart himself is saying that he has done. Yes, I made some bad choices early in my career. Yes, I used some offensive language and used some things that were very stereotypical and maybe weren't as less taboo then. But now I'm a different man, and I shouldn't have to continue to go on the apology tour to address it to make everybody feel better now.
John, who do you think's doing all the digging here? Because those tweets were from years and years ago. I mean, once the Academy picks Kevin Hart, shouldn't it be, okay, they picked him, now we're moving forward?
Well, the Academy chose Kevin Hart because, one, he's one of the few comics that is capable of hosting the Oscars at this point who is playing stadiums. He's not in theaters. He's not in clubs. That wasn't an arena you saw him in. He's in stadiums. Massive. And so millennials love him. He has huge box office numbers. And no, he has not done the thespian work, and he hasn't done the art house film or the serious work to get him an Oscar at this point. But he is commanding eyeballs. And so as the Oscars continue to lose viewership, as they're trying to get a younger audience who does not consume TV in a traditional fashion, but they consume everything that Kevin Hart does, he was an ideal choice. So the people who went out and found these Twitters, they're the people that my mother taught me as a child when she said misery likes company. They're people who are at home who wish they could have a morsel of what Kevin Hart has, and they want to come use that mob mentality to affect your ability to work.
Yeah, it's bizarre to me that someone would do that digging. 66 million, I believe, Instagram followers. And the Academy said, look, we're down on viewership. Where do they go from here? Who do they hire? Who has a squeaky clean Twitter past, if you will?
Well, listen, I saw your show on Friday, Susan, and I saw one of my favorite entertainment reporters, Jasmine Simpkins, say maybe Jesus Christ could host the Oscars. But, you know, they crucified him, so I don't know if he would be eligible for this. I mean, Mr. Rogers is dead. Oprah Winfrey can be funny. Maybe she could give out cars to everybody. I don't know that there's anybody equipped to take on the Academy Awards with this hypersensitive, politically correct nature that we have in our country. This is what I do know, though. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And if you're going to hold Kevin Hart to this standard, we have to hold everybody. So I applaud Nick Cannon for pointing out some of the white comedy counterparts, Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, because they too are considered advocates of the LGBT community, but have also used very similar language to Kevin Hart.
I think the Oscars should reconsider and just say, come on out. But I wonder if Kevin Hart would do that now at this point. John Murray, thank you.
Susan, you and I can go do it as well, you know? We'll be a nice little duo for the Oscars.
I'm in. John Murray, thank you.